Hi, my name is Mima, and I'm a grandma and a mom, and I don't normally have an accent. I was born in the Chicago area, and then I lived in Texas for a while, and now I live in the western part of the United States. So I don't really think that I have too much of an accent anymore. But the book that I'm going to read for you today is called Rodeo Red. So I am going to use my Texas accent, and I'm going to sound a little bit funny on purpose. I'm going to try to sound like a cowboy in Texas or a cowgirl in Texas. All right, well, now let's just see how this works. I do know some people down in Arkansas and Mississippi, and so I may not do in a perfect Texas accent, but I am going to try, okay? Okay, so I'm going to read this book in a Texas accent, or at least a southern accent. So it's called Rodeo Red. And some people might say rodeo. Rodeo Red. I go by the name of Rodeo Red. My best friend in all the world is my hound dog, Rusty. Rusty and me had always been happier than two buttons on a new shirt. Until side-swiping Slim showed up. The first time our eyes met, I knew Slim was trouble. There's a picture of Slim. Slim's a baby. And he looked as slippery as a snake's belly in a mudslide. I thought for sure anybody who hollered that much would be hauled to the edge of town and told to skedaddle. Did you see that look on her face? Slim laid low for a while. But gradually he started moving into my territory. I'd come home to find my belongings all in a tumble, my spurs missing, or grape jelly smeared on my favorite hat. And some people might say favorite hat. I tried reasoning with Slim. I showed him the border between his camp and mine. But that scallywag talked nothing but gibberish. He just moseyed back into my ranch like he owned the place. Well, y'all know that's what babies do. Finally, I threw in the sponge. I didn't want nothing more to do with that cantankerous lemon custard. That cantankerous lemon custard. I never heard anybody called cantankerous lemon mustard ever before in my life. Oh, lemon custard. Never before. Then one day, Rusty weren't nowhere to be found. I looked everywhere for him. I knew right then that Slim was up to his side-swiping ways. It was time for us to go toe-to-toe, eyeball to eyeball. Late that night, I snuck into Slim's camp. There he was, sawing logs, poor Rusty in his clutches. There's Rusty. And she said, he's sawing logs because he's sleeping. Have you ever heard anybody sleeping and they make a big ruckus like they're snoring and they're just making all kinds of noise? Well, that's what Slim was doing, sawing logs. I I eased up and tried to slip Rusty out real gentle like. So, see there. But Slim was squeezing that dog tighter than a greenhorn riding a bucking bronco. A bronco's a horse. I tugged and pulled, but it weren't no use. "Dad, burn it, Slim," I hollered. "Give me back my dog." Well, that woke him up. He sat to squawking like a fire truck heading to a wiener roast gone bad. And he's still holding Rusty. In 2 shakes, the deputy was in there telling me to get. Wouldn't you know Slim would have the law on his side? Do you think that's the papa? I think so too. I went back to my ranch feeling lower than a prairie dog's basement. I just had to get Rusty back. The next day, I snuck back into Slim's camp. I swung my rope and caught Rusty round the middle. But Slim lit into a fit loud enough to cause a stampede. Woo, doggy. The sheriff showed up, and well, what followed weren't pretty. Uh-oh. She dropped me into a holding cell quicker than you could say lickety-split. I was madder than a bee in a Sunday bonnet. Those look like jail cells, doesn't it? Like jail bars on a jail cell. It sure does. When the sheriff finally let me out, I decided to drown my sorrows and grab some grub. Halfway through my second cookie, I heard a commotion. The stagecoach had arrived with the mail. I wonder what that could be. Glory be, there was a package for me. It was a belated gift from my Aunt Sal. Now, Aunt Sal is a good old gal, but truth be told, she's a city slicker. Do y'all know what a city slicker is? It's somebody who doesn't live in the city. That's true. So if you live in the city, you're a city slicker. I know I am. I was hoping for a sturdy set of boots or a good piece of rope. Instead, I got some sort of varnished varmint. It looked lazy and addle-brained to me. I doubted it could even keep mice out of the barn. And then an idea lit up my noggin. What's a noggin? Yep. I got an idea that lit up my noggin. Shifty eyes. What does that mean, I wonder? I sauntered into Slim's camp, bold as a new nickel. I had this sissified simpleton in my arms, cuddling it like it was the best thing I could ever think to do. Slim's eyes shone like 2 full moons. He stretched out his hands and said, "Gimme, gimme, gimme." I took my time, petting it real slow like. That was a good idea. "You want this critter?" I looked him square in the eye. "You gotta give me back my dog." Slim hesitated. His eyes darted back and forth between Rusty and that fussy feline. I could tell he was weighing things out. He was deciding. But the sight of that dolled-up dandy was finally too much for him. He handed over Rusty like he was a hot coal at a barbecue. There's Rusty. After that, Slim didn't pay Rusty no never mind. He hugged that frilly varmint like he'd found his best friend for life. Well, there's no accounting for taste, but what did I care? I had Rusty back where he belonged, safe in my arms. Safe in my little arms. She's so happy she had Rusty right back there in her little arms. It was time to put my boots up for a spell before the next adventure. I tucked Rusty close and we headed back to the ranch, happier than 2 freckles on a sunny cheek. 2 freckles on a sunny cheek. Well, that was Rodeo Red, and I hope you liked it. And it was written by Maripat Perkins, illustrated by Molly Idle. Rodeo Red. And she got back her Rusty. Yeah. So can you talk funny like that, like a southern accent? It's not real funny. I mean, because some people really do talk like that. And it's not that funny. It's kind of cool, actually. Some people try to talk like that, and they can't do it. But hopefully I did all right. So, I'm going to put this little cowboy hat on that I got. Kind of a cheapy one, but it's all right. And get on my horse and head on out to the sunset. I love you. I love you so much. You guys know I love you. And that's what Mimas do. They love you. So come back again. We'll do another story, okay? Mwah. Love you. Mwah. Bye. Oh, do you know how to say hello in cowboy? You say howdy. Howdy. I didn't say that at the beginning, but now you know how to say howdy. That means hello. And if I'm going to say goodbye, what could I say? I could say, bye, y'all. Come back again. Okay. I sure love you. Bye-bye.